Shalom. I'd like to start this lesson by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught me this 100% truth. Shalom to the Akim and the Akwaf listening in today. I'm back at you with another lesson entitled Judgment Is Coming. Yasharala. Judgment is coming. Judgment is coming. Yasharala. Okay? The Most High, He's closing in. You know? He's closing in on us. And, you know, we can see through, you know, what's going on around the world, that we're really at the end of this thing, you know. But we want to be found on the right hand side, because we don't want to die the death of the wicked. Okay. I'm gonna start over here in 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 17. I know I brought this out in my last lesson, but I feel like this scripture needs to be reiterated, because the magnificence, the significance of this scripture is great, man, in the times that we're living in. 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 17. For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of the Most High. And if it first begin at us, what shall the end be for them that obey not the gospel of the Most High? You know, we're going to start to see the people of our nation, the wicked Israelites, all those people are part of those wicked camps, you know, and just, you know, your average nigger, you know. We're gonna see the judgment that Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is gonna cast down on them. And we're gonna be like, damn, like that, I'm so glad that ain't me, man. I hope, Lord willing, it won't be me, you know. Because we're gonna be hoping for salvation right until we receive salvation. You know, it's not gonna be a thing where, you know, we're never 100% certain that we're going to be of the elect. But we hope, and, you know, we strive to be a part of those men. All right? To be a part of that number. To be a part of that great calling. Okay? And what does it say here in verse 18? And if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? So, you know, the things that Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai has got for the wicked people of the earth, man, it's brutal. You know? Let's go to 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 5. For this they willingly are ignorant. You know, let's go up to verse 3. Get some more meat, yeah? 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 3. Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lusts, and saying, where is the promise of his coming? You know? Yeah, the Most High ain't coming. Yeah, the planet, we still got 50 years, we still got 100 years, we still got 200 years. You know, oh yeah, we're gonna build that generational wealth. Oh, nah, man, it's all gone. All right, there ain't no time for that. The kingdom's about to be established. All right, we're heralding in our king, Yahweh Shai. Okay, we're about to be joined onto him, being joint heirs. But still, knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lusts, and saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of creation. For this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of the Most High the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water, whereby the world that then was, being overflowed with water, perished. So that's talking about Noah's days, when the Most High he wiped out, he destroyed the earth via way of the flood. But what does it say here in verse 7? But the heavens and the earth, which are now, by the same word are kept in store, reserved unto fire, against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. So the judgment is coming, man. The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, pursuant to verse 9. That's why we need to be constantly, we need to pray without ceasing. We need to constantly be looking out for the prophecies and, measuring the times diligently. All right? Because the plagues are not slack, Yasharala. The plagues are not slack. Okay? Let's go over here to the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15. Is it 15 I want, or 16? I think it's 16. It's 16 I want still. Second, I'm just looking around because 2nd Ezra chapter 16, 15, these are good passages to read, man, for you to, if you need that fear to be invoked in you, man, you read these two chapters, because these are the times that we're coming in. These are the times that are fastly approaching. Okay? Let's start at verse 17. 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 17. Woe is me, woe is me. Who will deliver me in those days? Because, Ezra, he was seeing this vision and of the future, and he was like, damn, like this destruction is crazy. Like, damn, how am I gonna be saved from this calamity? It's like, damn, but only a remnant will be saved, the elect. All right. Verse 18, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings. It's lucky. Start that again. Verse 18. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings. The beginning of famine and great death. The beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear. So it don't matter what position you're playing, from the peasant, the mere peasant, to the elites, they're going to be standing in fear, man. The beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils come? That just goes to show the magnitude of this destruction that is around the corner. Okay? Salvation is nearer than when we believed. It's around the corner. Verse 19, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. This is how the Most High has chosen to cleanse this earth, to bring it back to its rightful state. Fire is a good cleanser. And the Most High, he's coming with that fire. Alright? Malachi 4:1. Verse 20. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness. So despite everything going on, yeah, despite all the hell that's gonna be upon this earth, they still won't turn from their wickedness, man. Nor be always mindful of the scourges, you know. So they're gonna be wicked regardless. Despite what's happening around them, despite the famine, despite the plague, despite all the hell that the Most High is gonna bring right before He wipes this place out, man. Mainly Babylon the Great, because that's gonna be completely destroyed. Push you into Revelation chapter 18. Verse 21. Behold, victuals shall be so cheap, shall be so good cheap upon earth, and they shall think themselves to be in good case. I mean, right now we got the inflation, but besides that, I mean, as long as people can as long as Esau puts them under the illusion of having freedom, they don't care, man. They're thinking everything good. They can go out, they can spend their money, they can go to the club, they can get this, they can do that, And nowadays, when you think about it, if you're in the world, it's so much more easier to make money, man. There's so much more ways in today's, age to make money. But you have to be in the world, ultimately, man. So they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon earth. Sword, famine, and great confusion. And we can see the confusion, man. 1 minute is this, 1 minute is that. Push, pull, left, right, up, down. You were coming, we're going. Restrict, unrestrict. It's threatening, it's not threatening. The narrative is constantly changing, man. And the people are either just downright confused, or they're just fed up of this shit, man. Just like, what, fuck this. And a lot of people, I'm telling you, man, a lot of people that took that juice, they're starting to regret it, man. They really are regretting it. They're like, damn, man, I really done fucked up. I really done fell for Esau's tricks. They still don't know who the devil is, though. They still gonna tell you that the devil's that red guy with the horns and the pitchfork, burning in hell with his demons. They still don't realize that Esau, the so-called white man, that's the devil, man. That's the devil. A lot of these women are unhappy. Married women still have to go to work, and when they get back from work, still got to cook for their husbands and do the homely duties, the duties as a woman on top of, their work life. And, there's just so much confusion, and everyone is just, is just fed up, man. Esau Edom, he needs to release his grip of this world, because he's been the example. He's the example being shown of why this world cannot be ruled in wickedness. What does it say in Proverbs 29:2? When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked ruleth, the people mourn. And that's what we're seeing. The people are mourning, man. But that's besides the point, because still, judgment is coming. Going back to 2nd Ezra chapter 16 verse 22. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. Yeah. So if that famine don't take you out, then the sword will, man. And you know, really and truly, in those days, you'd probably rather the sword destroy you than the famine, man. Because to just starve to death, man, that's a brutal death, man. You know, that's just a brutal death, man. On top of that, Revelations 19 and 18, man. You know, the fowls of the air just eating at you whilst you're laying there, lifeless, defenseless, weak. Judgment is coming, Yashar Allen, man. We need to get right. Excuse me. Verse 23, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them. You know, your body just gonna be laying on the floor like shit, man. Ain't no one picking up dog shit. You know, you just gonna leave you there. Your body just gonna rot there. Alright. And there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the cities shall be cast down. You know, this place is going to be completely destroyed, man. Again, mainly Babylon the Great, which we know is going to be completely destroyed. Alright. The other countries are gonna be destroyed as well, to an extent, and then will be rebuilt back in the kingdom. You know, ultimately it will be Esau and the heathens, you know, the other nations that will be building up our kingdom. But you know, the land of you know, America is never to be inhabited again. You know, it's gonna be a desert. It's just gonna be a land for the wildlife. All right, it's gonna be a staple point, you know, staple landmark in our kingdom of where we served our strenuous, our harsh captivity, man. You know, and how, you know, America right now is like, well, at one point that was like the pinnacle city. Everyone wanted to go to America and live this so-called American dream, man, which was all a facade anyway. Okay. You know, even at one point, I remember when I was a kid, and I'd watch these Disney Channel shows, you know, Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, That's So Raven, and you name it, man. You know, the good old days. Yeah. Look. These the new generation of kids, they don't have the cartoons that we had, man, and the you know, the kids programs that we had back in the day, man. We grew up in some good times. But anyway, some nostalgia. You know, I wanted to be like, I wanted to live that American dream, man. I wanted to, you know, be a little child actor, you know, with my little American accent, and, you know, living in the States, in California, by the beach, or Miami or something, you know. Because everything was all just sunny and happy and vibes, you know. Until then, you know, you grow up and you stumble across some information. You realize some of the things that some of these child stars actually go through. You know, the abuse. If you know, you know. I'm not gonna go too much into it. Don't want this video getting taken down or anything, but you know. And then on top of that, and then, you know, as you dive deeper, as you get further, as you increase your knowledge even more, and then you realize that the fate of America is to be completely destroyed, completely annihilated. You're like, damn, you know what? Shit. Maybe it's not too bad that I didn't get to live that so-called American dream, you know, because that place is going to be wiped out, man. Going to be completely gone. Anyways, I kind of sidetracked there, but it's all through the Spirit, you know. It's not me doing this work, but the Spirit working through me. Call halayim la Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. Verse 24. There shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. The trees shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? You know, because, hey, everyone's going to be destroyed, man. There's going to be a lot of bloodshed when Yahweh Shai returns, and the times before, just before Yahweh Shai returns with his holy angels, you know. Let's go down to verse 27. So that one man shall desire to see another and to hear his voice, you know, because in this destruction, not everyone is going to die. The majority of the people are going to die, but there's going to be remnants of people left, you know, which we're going to be rounding up for captivity. You know, because we're going to need people to put into captivity besides the wicked elites. You know. For a city there shall there be 10 left, and 2 of the field which shall hide themselves in the thick groves and in the clefts of the rocks. You know, because we're going to be, you know, gathering those wicked elites and those people from them bunkers. All right. Thinking of themselves to be in good cause. Yeah? Verse 31. Even so in those days there shall be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword. You know? So, look. This is how you know this thing is Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai's movie, man. Because when you actually read these things, and if you have you know, like a visual mind, and you can actually picture these words in your mind, you know, you can, like, man, you see these sort of scenes in the movies, man. Everyone's wiped out, and there's you know, there's few people remaining, and they've got their weapon of defense, and you know, they might bump into someone and they don't know shit. Like, do I trust this guy? Do I kill him? You know, this is what. Oh man, this is what's literally gonna be happening in real life, man. In real life. Yeah. So this is the Most High's movie. All right. That's why whatever we, you know, whatever shit we get along the way, we take cheerfully. I can't really recall what scripture that is right now. Let me see if I can find it. 1 second. Sirach chapter 2 verse 4. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. You know? So we need to just be we need to just be patient, man. Because our time to shine is coming. And it's fastly approaching, furthermore. Okay? For as we know, gold is fire, for gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. So we're being tried in that fire, man. You know? Let's go back. Second Ezra, chapter 16. Verse 32. And the earth shall be laid waste, and the fields thereof shall wax old, and her ways and all her paths shall grow full of thorns, because no man shall travel there through. You know, this place is going to be completely through, man. The virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. The daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. You know, why? Because everyone's going to be dead, man. Completely destroyed. In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. You know, their husbands going out to fight a war, they ain't got no food, man. You know, how are you gonna get the energy to fight if you ain't got no food? Hear now these things and understand them, ye servants of the Lord. You know, so this is, you know, we need to hearken unto the Most High. You know, because he's our only hope. There ain't nothing we can do outside of this truth to defend ourselves against what he got coming. You know, why would we want to be against the power, the very same power that's going to bring the very same things that we're reading in the scriptures? You know, all this harsh judgment. Why would we want to work against him when we have, you know, he's called us, you know, and Lord willing, we enjoy until the end. We're with it until the end, and that we shall be a part of that salvation, and we shall receive crowns on our heads as a faithful soldier. You know, Salaki. You know, why would we want to work against that power? Behold the word of the Lord, receive it. Believe not the gods of whom the Lord spake. Don't call on Allah. Don't call on Jesus. Don't call on Buddha. We are to call on Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai only. Okay? Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. These plagues are going to be harsh, man. These plagues are going to be so harsh. You're going to be wanting to eat food in that metaverse just so you can get some sort of food. You know? You ain't going to be eating. As when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth great pains compass her womb, which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. You know? When that woman's giving birth, that's a very painful time, man. And those pains don't slack for a minute. Even so, shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrows shall come upon it every side. O my people, hear my word, make you ready to thy battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. You know? So when that time, we ain't gonna be in one place, man. You know, we're gonna be constantly on the move. There's gonna be, oh man, you know, I remember when I first came into this truth, man. It was not even that too long ago, I'll be honest with you. That was, you know, the first time I got into this was, or heard of this, was in 2020. You know, But I'm ever so thankful for the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that Yahweh Hashem Yahushua has bestowed upon me, and I pray for more, you know. But anyways, I remember first coming into this truth, a brother that I used to watch a lot then, by the name of Abal Gabar. Beautiful brother, man. You know, he taught me a lot coming up. And you know, he used to have dreams, either him or someone around him would have dreams of where, you know, like all hell's broken loose, you know, broken society, and you know, you'd have, you know, us being chased, not you know, me, but you know, them in the dreams as Israelite men, you know, being chased by these heathens, man. And you know, it's like they had a bounty on their head. It's like people, you know, it was like a prize to kill the men of the Lord, you know. And man, it's crazy. I'm just, the power of the mind, you know. I'm just visualizing the dream, and I'm just like, damn, you know. Anyways, you know, and then, you know, they did like run into a house and think that they'd find shelter there, and then, you know, like, no, wait, like, you know, let me go back a bit. Like, in those days, you can't trust anyone, right? But you know, like, sometimes, you know, like in a movie, you know, you've been running for so long, and you know, you see that guy there, and you know, he kind of looks okay, and you know, the way he's smooth talking, you're like, you know, shit, like, yeah, I could maybe crash at his place for a bit, and you know, recover, get some rest and whatnot for a little bit. And you know, I believe one time, actually in the house, and then you know, it was a really big house that the brother was in, and then you know, there was a woman in the certain part of the house, and she was like standing outside the door, and it was a very attractive woman. She was very pleasing to look at, all right. And you know, she was all like trying to seduce him and tell him to, you know, get him to come her way. You know, trying to say that, you know, there's nothing to worry about. He's, you know, that there ain't no danger here, and you could trust me, and X, man. You know how it goes. And, you know, obviously something was telling the brother in the spirit that, you know, there's something off about this woman, and you know, there's something off about this woman. Like keep your guard. And lo and behold, there ended up being a man who was ready to just completely annihilate this guy, man, the Israelite man, Salaki. You know, completely ready to annihilate him. And I believe in that moment, like, he was given spiritual power, and he was able to escape that situation, you know. That's pursuant to Isaiah chapter 59 and 19. When the enemies shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against them, you know. And that's crazy, like, hey, so when we get into those, when we're in those times, we're going to be as pilgrims on the earth, man. You ain't going to be in one place, you know. Jeremiah 30:7, we're going to be in the time of Jacob's trouble, which ultimately is going to be everyone's trouble, man. Everyone's going to feel Jacob's trouble. But anyways, I'm going to leave it there. You know, just a quick little lesson through the spirit. Hopefully it was edifying. Kwam Yasharala. And until next time, I say Shalom.